Welcome to World AIP. I'm Stacy and today I'm making red flannel hash. A lot of people ask, what can I eat for breakfast on AIP? Because you can't have eggs and pancakes and stuff. I know that you read all the time, oh, you just eat whatever you had, leftovers, eat soup. People just seem to want something kind of breakfasty. That's where scrambles and hash come in. They're very breakfasty and they're AIP compliant. I got the idea from this cool 1955 cookbook I got at the thrift shop. I love looking through these old books. They give me tons of ideas. I just, turn them into AIP. They always use organ meat and cool stuff, and there's always some interesting things, like, for instance, this book says to make mayonnaise out of mineral oil if you're on a diet. Ooh, I googled that. Not good. They call organ meat sundries. There's a recipe for squirrel in here. There's also some normal recipes. Red flannel hash. I got this recipe on page 357, except I modified it because the original recipe wants, butter, white potatoes, dairy milk. So, I made it AIP. And as far as the meat in this, I got beef brisket from Whole Foods. I cooked it in the crock pot for like 10 hours with some water and bay leaf and carrots and onions. And anyway, I took the beef and I just chopped it up. So it's chopped up beef brisket. You could probably use any old kind of chopped up beef. And then for the potato, I'm using Alopecia blanca. The reason I'm using it is because it's very similar to white potato. What you could use instead of this, because I know this is hard for a lot of people to find, green plantain, boiled green plantain. Slice that up, it'll be very similar in this recipe. Or, you could use white sweet potato. And one more thing I'm adding to this, so I'm going to be using this breakfast blend. And if you want to make it at home, it's got salt, garlic, onion, oregano, cinnamon, turmeric, and sage. Just don't know in what proportions. Anyway, this stuff's really cool. So let's get started. This is 4 tablespoons or a quarter cup of coconut oil. Bacon fat. If you have some bacon fat laying around, paleo bacon fat, use that in place of the coconut oil and it will just be like very, very, very good. I'm gonna melt this up. While that's heating, I'm gonna mix up my hash. So in here, I'm gonna add, now this is 2 cups of the chopped beef brisket that's already been cooked. That weighs 300 grams. And I have 2 cups of my white potato substitute. I'm using Alopecia blanca, or like I said, use green plantain or white sweet potato. This 2 cups of Alopecia weighed 270 grams. The red flannel part comes in. I'm using cooked boiled beets, chopped them nice and fine. So this is 1 cup or 175 grams. Quarter cup of onion minced. That weighs 40 grams. This was not part of the recipe, but I have some chives from my garden and they're going in there. Salt this to taste. And then I'm gonna throw in this primal pellet breakfast blend. I'm just gonna kinda, I don't know, like maybe a half a teaspoon? Just kinda get it in there. And a half of cup of what they want rich milk they call for. So we're gonna use this A-Roy-D coconut milk. That's a half a cup, which is 90 grams. We're gonna mix this up the way I like to mix things up. It's pretty. Okay, now that I got the oil melted, I'm going medium on this. Ow. Here's something that I learned from reading Bulletproof, Dave Asprey's book. When you take your spices and you put them over a hot pan and you shake, shake, shake like this, that steam is going right up into those little holes and it's getting moisture into your seasoning mixes. And then you can get like mold and stuff. So thanks Dave Asprey for that knowledge. It's starting to smell really good. I'd say this is done. This looks to me like 4 servings. So here's what I put in there. This is the Alopecia and coconut, beef brisket, beets, onion, coconut milk, and this thing just calculates it all for you. I put in how many servings for. So yeah, there's a link below to the Chronometer app if you want to check it out. 1 serving of my breakfast red flannel hash is going to give you 80% of your daily value of vitamin B12, nice amount of niacin and B6. Impressive. Some vitamin E, copper, manganese, selenium, zinc. Very nice. 79% of my zinc. I like it. And copper is 34. That's perfect. That's like, 2 times as much zinc as copper. I'm loving that. So the carbs is actually 29.7, but you minus the fiber, and then the net carbs are 25, which isn't bad. Only 5 grams of sugar out of all that. And protein, very nice amount of protein. It's like half of the protein you need all day. And yeah, all in all, I think it's a healthy start to your day. If you like this video, subscribe below. I put out new videos every Thursday. You can also find little clips from my everyday AIP life on Patreon and their lens feature, which is free. I have a link to that below too. Anyway, I hope to see you soon, and until then, be healthy.